Hello friends and Terraria fans alike, my name is Rockleesmile and I'm here today to celebrate the arrival of Terraria version 1.3, the long-anticipated release. The game is finally nearly complete! I'm so excited. So I've been playing this game for ages. I've been a fan of the game since it came out. I've done a Let's Play on 1.1 and a very long Let's Play on 1.2, like 90-ish episodes. So it's time to start over, as is tradition. We'll go through all the new features, we'll see what we can discover, and we'll have a fantastic time. And I want to say, not only am I going to do a regular Let's Play on the normal version, but there's a new expert version in this Terraria update, which I'm going to be covering on Twitch, so I'm going to have actually, in a way, 2 Terraria Let's Plays running concurrently, and there will be details about that whenever I can post them. But for now, let's jump in and look at the settings menu, as well as, of course, point out the fact that there's now an achievements menu, which didn't exist earlier. So you can see there's a couple that are already unlocked. I'm not sure why that is, because I didn't do those things yet, but maybe it read them out of one of my save files somehow. I don't know. It looks like most of them are not there, and I imagine if it did track it that way, though, like 90% of these would already be done, considering how much time is spent in the game. But settings menu, we've got our usual stuff here. At the bottom I see there's placement preview and blood and gore, as well as event progress bar. These are all things that didn't exist prior, I'm pretty sure. So you can turn off the blood and gore now if you're not into seeing bunnies get gibbed into little bits, which I'm kind of not, but I'll leave it on because it doesn't matter. This stuff all looks pretty much the same. I don't remember those changing much. Volume settings are always nice. Controls, I don't really need to change that stuff. Map controls, I don't know if that was an option before. It may have been. And I guess that's all we really need to see there. But I did make a new character already. We're calling it RLS 1.3. You can see my other characters in this new revamped menu. You can now see a lot more clearly what's going on. You can also favorite your favorite characters, which I've done for the few that matter the most to me. Not that Yaha's not important, but, you know, just saying. And I've made a brand new world, which I've generated just now, and it apparently is a Crimson world, as you can see from this little image here. In fact, it looks like most of these are all Crimson worlds, as it turns out. And there's our old Let's Play, 1.2. Wasn't created on the 16th of January 2015, but I guess that's when, like, it started tracking that information or something. But yeah, let's jump into Terraria's 1.3 world, and you can... No, you won't see that. Alright, well, there's a brand new generation menu that I was hoping maybe we could look at again. I have done absolutely nothing in this world in preparation for the Let's Play. I've just created a character, and we're going to discover it all together. I hope you're as excited as I am. Our friend here is talking to us, Logan. They say there's a person who will tell you how to survive in the land. Oh, wait, that's me! Right, that is you. Choose your pickaxe, dig through dirt, and your axe chop down trees. I mean, I kind of know most of this stuff. I'm not going to shy away from kind of going back into some of these elements, learning things over again that maybe I don't remember. That'll happen, because I haven't played in a while. There's also, like, a fancy particle effect now, apparently, when you break open those ponds. That's kind of neat. There's already... Like, in the first 5 seconds, there's already an item I've never seen before. Guide to plant fiber cordage. Equipable. Allows for collection of vine rope from vines. Weird. So it's like a skill, almost. Got a few iron bars here. We've got some rope, which probably is going to be a little bit useful. We've got some healing potions we can add to the pile. Recall potion to teleport to home, so we don't need to worry about a magic mirror for a little bit. That's a nice thing to find. Swiftness potion increases movement speed. Bottles, always want bottles, and some silver coins, of course, for currency. So if you're wondering what all the big fuss is about with Terraria 1.3, not only did I mention there's those new features already that I saw and showed you in the title screen, but there's things like this. Our NPCs now try to defend themselves. There's like 800 new items. There's a new boss progression. There's all manner of things that I'm not even sure about what exactly they're going to be, but we're going to find them together. One of the biggest things, though, in my opinion, is the fact that we now have integrated multiplayer. So when we want to get involved with other people, we can actually just do it right through Steam. That's kind of major. It's kind of massive, actually. It kind of changes the way this whole thing feels and works, at least in my opinion. Does this not? Oh. Alright. Well, we're going to wander about a little bit. We'll get the lay of the lands. I know I should be chopping down trees, but I just want to see if there's a good spot for a house. And right now, this almost entirely flat ground is making a pretty good argument for why I might want to build there. We're just going to dig through all this stuff. You may also notice I'm doing this Let's Play in 60 frames per second. The last one was not in that. So hopefully that makes for a slightly smoother experience for everyone. We've got a quick blowpipe. We can already use a projectile weapon. Mining potion. We've got a lot of potions already showing up and some wooden arrows to throw in our ammo slots. I think you can also favorite items too, so you don't accidentally throw them out when you're doing quick looting and all kinds of things like that. Quick looting and quick depositing, and I think now there's a feature where you can actually like spend your money directly from piggy banks, so I don't necessarily have to do that silly dance where I go back and forth. And oh, we found a winter biome already. That's cool. Yeah, we don't have to go back and forth and keep taking our money out and putting it back and all that stuff. Alright, we probably don't want to hang out in the winter biome. It's probably going to be a little too angry for us there. Trying to think of what I need to do to show off features before we really get into the building thing. I think we're just going to kind of discover them as we go. So I guess that means the beginning of all Terraria worlds starts with the harvesting of trees. You know how it goes, most likely. If you're very new to Terraria, I hope that this is going to be a positive experience for you. We can learn some things together. Of course, granted, I've played a lot of the game, but there's still stuff I need to rediscover, like I said earlier, so I will try and kind of go over the basic structure of the game as we start. It's a very long-form experience, so there's going to be a lot of things that, even if you don't get them for a while, they'll be revealed over time. The last Let's Play, like I mentioned, was like 90 episodes, and I didn't really do everything that I wanted to do in it, but I was just waiting for this patch to come out for such a long time that eventually I just kind of abandoned it and waited and waited and waited. Well, as it turns out, there was so much new content, I didn't want to relegate it to just being a few more episodes in that Let's Play. Plus, you know, I'm a little OCD about how I sort things and categorize them, and I didn't really want to have there be a Let's Play called Terraria 1.2 that's about Terraria 1.3. That just doesn't sound right to me at all. Right? Doesn't sound right to you either, I'm sure. What was inside of that? Just looked like a lot of money, I guess. I've taken a lot of damage fighting these slimes because my weapon is awful. We'll sort that out in short order. For now, we're just going to clear a little bit of this ground, try and make a spot, and probably level out some of the land here. I want to make sure I get this stuff done before it turns into night, because I'm sure you all know, well, I hope you all know that zombies are going to show up and, you know, phantom eyeballs and such. The other thing, did I mention yet? The expert mode is going to be a whole departure, too, because not only is it's just all around harder, but also we've got, like, way faster and more complicated boss AI to deal with. So when we get to that point, it's going to be really difficult, which is why I chose to play it on stream, because then I figured, hey, I can get friends in for that kind of thing, and I don't have to necessarily be stuck doing it solo, whereas this Let's Play is going to just be solo. The other thing about the expert world is when you get involved with that, when you die, as I'm sure you know, or you may not know, I don't know, maybe you know, you drop your money, and you drop like 75% of your money in expert mode, and the enemies can actually pick it up and walk away with it. So I'm not sure how to feel about that yet. It might be very frustrating, to be honest, but if we're, you know, banking our money efficiently, I guess we'll be okay. I don't know, we'll see. I do see we've got a little bit of ore down below the ground here. I do need to get rid of these trees, though, before I can get down to it. I did want to leave the ground reasonably flat, but we'll sort it out. No worries at all. This is kind of a one-time deal when it comes to the building element as far as, like, clearing out the ground. I'm probably not going to spend that much time doing that. Beyond just, you know, setting up my house and then getting, like, a baseline level of competency. After that, I'm probably going to do a little bit of the building off camera. The tweaking, rather. I'll set out, like, the main layout of things, but then I'll go in and kind of refine it, make sure everything I need is accounted for. It's a surprisingly complex little balance that we get at with Terraria building and setting up houses and such. There's a lot of things that you don't think about when you're in the process of setting them up that later you realize, hey, if I didn't put that where I needed it, I would have ended up without this thing, which then kind of messes up the structure of a lot of other things. Well, hopefully you know what I mean. Alright, so we've got some tin ore showing up. We've got an achievement for that. Yay, ore. Hooray. And let's grab some of our dirt and actually just refill this over again. I don't need to necessarily go too deep with it, just want to make sure the ground is nice and even. And did I get a good look over to the right? I know this is, again, kind of betraying what I said about needing to quickly explore and then build. I guess if I really have to, I could just throw a couple of walls up in this little cavernous area here, and then we could take shelter overnight. I just want to see what's on the other side of this chasm, which could very easily claim my life if I'm not careful. Remember, when we're early on, falling damage is absolutely a thing. Hopefully you like the design of my character. There were actually a few new designs that you could get into. Oh, we've got a massive tree here, and a little bit more ore I may as well grab. It's going to be interesting, too, starting on a Crimson world. Last time, I never had that opportunity. I also never had the opportunity to do fishing and such, so there's going to be a number of new things. Oh, right, we can't use that for that. We've got to actually mine out the wood like it's a rock. But it's interesting coming in at, like, this different level where I have all this experience in the game, but there's now all these new options and events that I can take part in that before I only really could bear witness through playtime, just waiting and watching and hoping and all that stuff. And also I've heard the solar eclipse events are an absolute nightmare, so we'll see. I'm curious. I'm curious about 100 things in this. We'll get to them one at a time over the course of hours upon hours. We need some torch action here. Do I not have any torches? There we go. Oh, yeah. Quick keys, right? I gotta remember those. Which one is it that puts the torch up, isn't it? I thought it was shift. Oh, there it is. Right. Alright, so we've got another treasure chest over here. Let's go and investigate. I'm hoping maybe we can get something cool already. Oh, we've got a desert biome as well. Hey, there we go. An aglet. Equipable. Increased movement speed. Let's throw that on right now. What else am I going to do with it, right? Put it in a chest? That would be a little short-sighted of me. So we got some more rope. It's like we're adding up a ton of that. More recall potion, shine potion, and more silver coins. Alright. We don't have a hammer yet, so I don't think I can break down these chests. Right? Oh, I can use my pickaxe for that, right? Okay, like I said, there's going to be some things I need to remember. Oh, this is also new. This is the placement tool that I was mentioning before when we were in the options menu. So this actually lets me see where things will be affected when I'm clicking. I may end up turning that off, because for the most part I kind of know, but it's nice to know that that's there, and I imagine for a lot of people that'll be quite helpful. So we'll just kind of pop down here. Just want to take a quick look, see if there's a wooden chest or a special chest down here, because a lot of times there is. Also, let me know if you have any preferences about the lighting style. If you'd prefer... Oh, see, we're touching on so many other surfaces, it's kind of changing what I'm using. But if you prefer the, like, retro-style lighting, feel free to say so in the comments. I may adjust for that. Another thing I really appreciate... See nearby danger sources, that's interesting. I really appreciate that they've added a number of new ways to sort items. So when we get into the whole realm of, you know, dealing with sorting our clothes and a variety of other different things, like where we want to put them in our house, we're going to actually have, like, wardrobes now to put stuff into, which, okay, that's really annoying. We're going to have to work that all out. Oh, this might be a new biome, actually. It's an underground desert biome. I believe there's also an underground... What else was the other? There was another underground something. Maybe I'm just thinking of the desert. But I saw one that looked like salt flats, but under the surface in one of the screenshots. I don't know if that's anything, but we will discover it over time. It's kind of exciting that we've already seen a number of cool things just in the first few minutes. But I absolutely had to start a new world. Like, there's no way I would waste all of the new biome generation options on just kind of going back to the same old Let's Play. I had mentioned also in the past that I was thinking of skipping the whole key mold thing by just taking my old key molds with me from the last world. But the thing is, I think they changed how that all works now. So when we get to, like, the mid to late part of the game, like after we kill Plantera, we're going to end up probably just not being able to even do that, because I think the keys just drop off bosses, so I guess we'll find out then. Also, it's night, and I should really get out of this desert before this thing wrecks me. Go out, please. Oh, there's two. That's bad news for me. Don't die. Alright, we're gonna be fine. We've got a flower here. I gotta remember, I gotta harvest everything, because some of it is usable for crafting, and we definitely want to be able to create potions later on. Apparently sunflowers glow in the dark now. I don't remember that being a thing before, but it's kind of cool. Alright, so the zombies are here. I've played this all really poorly. Let's just kind of, like, wall this off, and we can wait it out. for the moment. This isn't where my house is going to be or anything. Obviously, I had this little flat tract of land back on the other world here, the other area. Can I... How do I do this? I need to scroll around. Whatever. I'll look at the map options later. Anyway, we know it's over to the left. So what we usually do at night, and what is most commonly done at night, as in many Minecraft situations, is we kind of build ourselves a little fortress, and then we start to dig down. In this case, I have almost nothing going for me in the way of, like, abilities, so probably that wouldn't be the best idea. I think if we get ourselves even just slightly below the surface, we're going to be out of our depth already. I need a better than, like, the most basic default sword to be able to even really attack these zombies effectively. As you can see, it's taken quite a while to take them down, but I can at least gather resources a little bit. I can snag some gel, which we're going to use to make torches later, and at least I can just kind of get, you know, a little bit of acclimation back into the game, make sure I know what buttons I'm pressing and when to press those buttons. And of course, just kind of charting out the ground with torches never hurt either. It is nice to be able to see what you're doing. And I think in the past, for the other Let's Play, I had enabled some kind of like extra gamma. I don't think I have that set up now. Since I'm actually using OBS to record this one, it makes for much, much smaller file sizes. And in general is what is allowing me to record at 60 FPS and still kind of efficiently go about doing all of that stuff. So we'll see if we need to tweak some of the lighting stuff. Like, I grant that it's probably super dark right now. But it should be dark, because it's actually dark for me in the game. It's just, if it's too dark for too long, that's where we go wrong. But we've covered this ground before. I know we have. We've talked about all this stuff. So if you're not familiar with me and how I go about doing my Terraria Let's Play stuff, I often will start out by just doing a little bit of game-focused stuff, and then after a while we'll roll back into some sort of familiarity, at which point we will likely just kind of banter about whatever's going on, either in the world of gaming or in my world, or, you know, just general channel stuff. You know what, it might be a good idea to have this guy around, because he shoots stuff, and that's helpful to me. So yeah, we'll just kind of get into that flow state. For the first bunch of episodes, though, it's going to be largely game-focused. It's only once we fall into, you know, comfortability, is that a word? Comfortability, that we can then kind of depart from that and get back to, you know, life and extenuating moments. We're going to have so many trees. Also, I wonder if I should think more clearly and carefully about how I'm going to set up for corruption and, well, the whole crimson spreading thing later in the game. I mean, we've got a long way to go until we have to worry about hard mode. We've got to actually get some ore and do a little bit of exploration first before we get into that mode of thinking. But I am just trying to think a little bit forward and make sure that I don't make bad decisions. What are you talking about? Oh, is he mad because I'm cutting down his tree? I'm not trying to hit you, man. I don't know what that was all about. I did a little weird picture. I really like these fireflies, by the way. I know you can't see it at this very moment, but there are some fireflies around. We got this, man. You and me. I mean, that seems like a nice spot to set up, but I'm also thinking over to the left was just so much more logical. It's not like he won't move once I put a good position for him. I wonder if they actually build that in to the level generation, like when the worlds are being made, if they actually kind of consider that you'll want like a flat tract of land to put a house on. Oh, this is probably bad. Alright, we need to be able to see like anything here. This is a bit of a humble beginning, isn't it? These zombies are kind of overpowering me already, and I don't like it a lot. Let's get in here, or at least we can have some walls. I know I said that last time and then totally just betrayed my sentiment immediately. But we do have some stars over here, which is pretty cool. Stars are going to help me with my MP very early in the game. Later on, they'll be useful for a variety of other things. But for now, we'll actually just pop those suckers. Well, in a moment anyway. I just want to make sure I get a wall up. And then I'll get a wall up for these suckers over here. How about that? Because we've got a little hole in the wall, so I should be able to actually smack them through that. Provided they stand in the correct positioning. Or maybe that actually doesn't work that way. Okay, I guess it doesn't. That's fair. I guess they have to have access to me before I can have access to them. So let's put another torch up. And let's get into our inventory here. So we've got stars. There they are. Disappears after the sunrise. That is true about the stars, that they do that. So we'll pop that in there. And wait, that's not doing what I... Oh yeah, I've got to turn them into a thing, don't I? I can't just eat them outright. Didn't that... Oh, they're ammo now. That used to be the way that that worked, didn't it? You just kind of pick them up and eat them? I don't know. Memories, man. It's been a while. Thinking about if I want to consider using, like, this blowpipe. I'm gonna need seeds for that, though, and I don't really have much. I've got some acorns, which I think I can... Nope, those don't count as that. I'm gonna say maybe put them in an ammo slot. It's nice you can put more things into ammo slots now. There's a lot more options for how you sort through your inventory. Alright, well, I mean, that's not really very conveniently placed for me, but maybe we'll get up there after a bit. Maybe do one of these, and then we can just kind of build our way up. At the beginning, every resource is precious. Later on, I'll be ignoring things constantly. You know, we'll have a surplus of pretty much everything. As I tend to do, I hoard, and I'll end up with more than enough of everything I need. I would love to just throw a grenade in there and see if they drop anything cool. I bet these eyes are going to be a pain in my butt, though. Helps if you select the item you want to use, right? Oh, jeez. Alright, well that was pretty satisfying. At least we blew those guys up. I don't think they dropped that much, but we did get like a couple of silver out of it, I guess. Alright, you know what? I don't think I'm strong enough to fight them right now. And that's okay. We don't have to be strong enough to fight everything right off the bat. Episode 1. Lowly, lowly beginnings. It only serves to counterbalance later on in the game, when we've got a lot more strength going on and things make a lot more sense and are much easier. You need those humble beginnings to be able to see that, you know, you came quite a way later on. I would like to be able to see what time it is, because I can't get a good look at the moon right now. I think it's just starting to get a little bit lighter out. Just a little bit lighter. See if I can beat these guys up through a hole. So I'm going to be looking for reasons to show you off new features from 1.3. But there may be, you know, a couple of days worth of Let's Play where we don't get a lot of that going on. I mean, it's randomly generated, so I don't know actually what we're going to see. But I am going to go through the patch notes list, and we're going to look for things that seem reasonable to do that are, like, within our general striking range. One of those things, I really need to take advantage of those fishing missions, but I can't even get into that stuff yet until I go to the beaches on either side of the world. And for me to do that means I've got to traverse the Crimson, which means I need some better weapons and all of that. So, again, outside of the scope of what we're doing right now, just something to think about for later. And as far as, like, long-term fishing missions go, those will take a while, and they'll probably be kind of boring. So I probably won't do a lot of them during the actual episodes, but I will just kind of hit highlights for anything that seems like it might be useful. Oh, there's also, like, a portal gun, and we can use that to, like, teleport across the world if we want, which could be really useful. Kind of like a magic mirror that goes in two directions. There's also minecarts, so we could actually build, like, a track for that stuff. I actually have the patch notes open to the right of me here. I'm just sort of glancing at it. Bosses have mini-map icons. That could be useful when we don't know we're about to be killed. There's, like, mounts now. So there's all kinds of new items. I mean, like I said, there's 800 of them, so we're going to have our work cut out for us discovering all of this stuff. Is it really still not day yet? I think we're nearly to the point where they'll stop generating. I mean, we have a little bit of natural light now. So I should probably get to work building a house. And it should probably take place right about in this area. Just have a little bit more ground flattening to do. I should probably grab that star as well. You can do it. Achievement complete. What, for living through the night? Oh, well, the star's gone now. Well, I guess that tells us what we needed to know. I hope we don't run into too many scary events early on, because that could happen. It could be a big problem. There have been times when I've been, like, locked into being killed by, like, a pirate invasion or something like that. And we'll see. I hope that doesn't happen this time. But if it does, we'll bear through it. I mean, I've gotten through worse. I killed Duke Fishron, and that took way more of my patience than I wish it had to. Alright. You're gonna drop that fishbowl, and you're gonna like it. You did not drop that fishbowl. That's okay. Let's cut down this tree. And then I think we're good. We're just gonna flatten out this little bit of land that's sticking up a bit right here. I would also like to replace that stone with dirt, and once we get a hammer, we'll be able to knock out that background that I find so offensive. I like everything to be sort of uniform when we're doing housing. It's just a pet peeve of mine. I get, like I said, kind of OCD about designing stuff, which is ironic because the first few episodes of the Terraria 1.2 Let's Play, my house wasn't symmetrical, and I didn't even catch it for a bit. And once I did, I was, of course, pretty horrified by the whole thing, but, you know, it is what it is. And we'll just kind of patch that over there. Come on, slimes. You gotta give me a break here, guys. Stop showing up for 10 freaking seconds so I can get some work done. They wait. Like, as soon as there's one slime leaving, there's always another slime coming back. And then we'll just kind of wall this up here so you can't jump over. I'm hoping to make a more interesting house this time than I did last time. The house that I had last time, it got the job done and everything. It was more functional than, you know, pretty looking. But I figure this time maybe we could have, like, a little... like an arboretum. We could maybe build an area for animals and plants that we capture, and hopefully we can have a little bit of a sprawling area for like a museum. I imagine there's a lot of cool things we could do. I guess this is how tall we're going with the ceiling for this particular little box. Don't worry, it'll get cooler. This is not anything yet, this is just the framework. But we've got lots of room to expand and grow, and that's what's important. That's, you know, both up, down, left, and right. We've got room in every direction here. Also, why did I do that? Usually I think ahead a little bit, and this time I didn't. I like the ground to be flush with the actual world. And I went ahead and did it wrong. But yeah, this is the tedious kind of stuff that later on I think people get mad when I show too much of. So we'll find a nice balance again. I think we did a good job with that last time, with the other Let's Play. It felt like there wasn't too much of any one particular thing. Kind of spread it out a little bit. And I got wood for days, so don't worry about me running out of this. Giggity. So let's, shall we? Shall we begin the process here? Get into the crafting table world? Pop down a workbench. Right, I've got to actually put it here because of pausing. And now we should have access to all kinds of new things, craft abilities. I just will make an anvil right away. We'll use that soon enough. Put it on top of the crafting table, why not? No, can't do that. That's why not. And I should be able to make steel stuff already, which we will do shortly, but for now I just want to make a couple of doors. Hey, why did you move me on the crafting list? Had everything all... Hey, scroll too far. It lets you keep scrolling further than you intend to. Alright, so there we go. There's a door. And this will be a door as well. I actually meant to put that on the ground, but you know what? We could just put a ramp, and that'll be okay too. So next step, we need a hammer. May as well start with the steel. Not like we're not going to get there soon enough anyway. And there it is. So iron pickaxe rather, not steel. How much do I need for that? We need 9 iron bars. Crap, we only have enough for like one thing. Oh, there's so many options now. Well, we're going to need this. Oh, it costs 3 to make one of the consumable ones of that. That's what I was missing before. Heavy workbench, advanced crafting. I don't even remember this being a thing before. Alright, so we're going to have to clearly look around for a bit in terms of resources. May as well maybe just go with the survivability option here and go for the broadsword. Because our copper short sword is 5 melee, which is pretty bad. So we'll double that. And hopefully we should be able to live through a couple more days and just, you know, get to some more iron, and then we should be able to build out the rest of the stuff we need pretty quickly. Let's go ahead and equip that right away. I can toss down a chest just to begin the process of hoarding. And what will we toss our copper broadsword in there? What is an herb bag, by the way? Let's take a quick look in our herb bag. We've right-clicked to open. Oh, it's just got a bunch of pickups that you could find in the world. Flower stuff. Cool. Consumes wood, places leaves. Yeah, we don't really need that right now, but I do appreciate having it nonetheless. Oh yeah, look at that. The chests actually have an opening animation now, and we should be able to name them. So, yeah, the beginning. There we go. Our first chest has been named, boys. I'm excited. I hope you're excited too. We've got so much ahead of us again. And usually with games, it gets frustrating when you have to start over too much. In this game, though, I don't really feel as much that way. There could be some tedium involved when it comes to, like, farming for things, but I trust we won't have to do too much of that. Well, less than we had to do prior, anyway. Of course, we probably want to make some bars and stuff, like, do we have enough ore here? I need to make an oven first, or a stove. So, I think really what I need to do most importantly right now that I've got a place set up, I need to go ahead and, well, get a wooden hammer. Why not? Because I don't have any hammer right now. And then I can go ahead and deal with some of the background stuff. Got a lot of shuriken as well. Oh, and that should let me... Wait, is it anyone, or... Let's just see if that works. Okay, it does work that way. I wasn't sure if it was... from, like, the wooden point or higher, or if it had to be, like, a certain level of hammer to be able to change surfaces into angles. Do you like the slope better or the step? I don't know, it doesn't matter. Right, so we should test out our broadsword here and see if this increases our survivability to the extent that we need it to. It looks like we're making pretty quick work of slimes from that, so that's good. And did we have a good way to go down? Because there was actually that ravine. I guess we could use some rope and kind of do a quick investigation there. The ravine was where? That was over to the right. Okay, so we'll pop over in that direction. We're going to keep episodes generally around 20 to 30 minutes unless there's extenuating circumstances like a boss encounter or something that breaks up the space oddly. This is going to be an exception, obviously, being that it's the first episode. We're going to go a little bit longer, just to make sure everybody gets a little bit of time to see what's going on. Okay, gotta be careful here. Don't really want to die to fall damage. And we do have a few torches here, so we're good. Hopefully there's some ore just sitting right off the side. I don't know what's in here, but I may want to have a quick look. We're obviously going to need a better pickaxe quickly, too. This stuff will all come with just a little bit of exploration. Oh, we found a chest. And it's got another increased movement speed aglet in it, which I can only have one of equipped at a time, so that's not a thing. Seemed like a thing for a second, but it wasn't. Some silver coins, that's quite a bit there. Oh, we've already got our first gold. I remember that taking a lot longer. More swiftness potion, I believe I dropped that off at the chest, and wow, alright, a lot of stuff we already had, to be honest. And anything else in here? No, looks like that's kind of the end of that. Little mini tunnel. Down we go a little further, and, well, it looks like maybe it terminates already. That's a bit of a shame. There's probably some ore around here, though, so I'll just take a quick look. 64 copper. Grab some cobwebs. We can maybe use those for silk later on. And what do we have here? Just some sand. Well, I mean, we might want sand for glass. But I'm not really ready to commit to harvesting mass amounts of not absolutely pertinent resources quite yet. Right now, we're just sort of probing the depths to see what's around. I think I just saw something move through that wall, perhaps. Maybe it was just me. I feel like there's less coverage now. Oh, there's totally just a hole there, I think. I feel like the light doesn't go as far penetrating through blocks right now. It might be because of the lighting setup I have, or maybe they just changed how it's generated. But that's one of those things, like, it changes the feel of the game. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's a hole here. There's a hole in the bucket, Eliza. Alright, I've got to be really careful that I don't actually just kill myself right now. Let's toss some more rope. I actually find the very beginning of Terraria is perhaps the most exciting part of the whole thing. Oh, this is cool. I see a little wooden frame there, so we might actually have something neat at the base of that. But yeah, the beginning of Terraria is really exciting for me just because there's so much, like, everything you find is helpful, so it kind of changes how you see the game depending on what you find at the very beginning. Okay, I don't know how I can really do this very effectively. I should have made some platforms. I can make them in the air, I suppose. Gonna toss that right there and just do one of those. And maybe we'll just toss a grenade down. Trying to use different items a little bit more frequently. I know I'm not really sorting my inventory very well right now. I'll deal with that later. Oh. Okay. That was pretty helpful. It actually hit exactly what I needed it to hit. Hey, climbing claws! We can slide down walls. That's actually a pretty nice thing to find early on. Some more tin. Ooh, wrong one. Bottles. I know I can quick loot this. I'm just sort of reading through it. Builder potion increases placement speed and range. That's an interesting one. So there's apparently a lot more potions now, as if there weren't enough before. A couple of herb bags and some arrows. And I believe there was something, I don't remember what it was, but something that was said to... Oh, I need glow sticks. Something that has a much better stacking capability that I remember saying to myself when I saw it in the patch notes is going to be really handy. Here we go. I am loot. We've got an enchanted boomerang. That's a fantastic thing to find already. I'll probably use that a lot. Alright, we'll put it in place of our hammer for the moment. A whole bunch of bombs. Another angel statue. Yet more ropes. They're really emphasizing the ropes right now, huh? And a few more torches, which never hurt. Night owl potion for night vision. And a few more healing potions. So we'll definitely grab this chest as well to take with us. And I can't see a thing. Yeah, I could probably grab that chandelier for the house, but we'll do that later. Awesome, so we just found a fantastic good weapon. Fantastic good weapon, yes. That's what I said. And in case you don't know what that does, flies out, hits stuff, comes back, and also provides a little bit of light. So all in all, pretty good. Alright, let's just return home. And we're gonna have to set up a bed for this character over here so he knows to come live with us. I'll try to be nicer to him this time. I know last time I was a bit of a jerk to him. I had sort of a bad memory of him getting in the way all the time, but I think he's a little bit more useful now. So, anyway, I think we'll wrap up here. I know we don't have much of a house yet, but maybe we'll sort that out next time and begin to look for a little bit more in the way of ore. Of course, I'm going to have to sort through my inventory too. It's another thing, but we'll cross every bridge when we come to it. So thanks everybody for watching. I hope you stick around. This is going to be a long-running Let's Play, so if you enjoy the idea of discovering all this stuff with me, make sure you leave a like and check back on the channel. There will be regular updates to this Let's Play. It may be daily, it may be semi-daily. We'll see how much enthusiasm I have running into things, and, well, I know I'm going to have a lot of enthusiasm for a while, but we'll see how long it keeps on being very frequent. So anyway, I'm just saying check back, and there will be more very soon. So thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you on the next one.